You're watching News at Prime. Let's get the response, therefore, of one of the biggest unions in the education space, the basic education space, and that is SADTU. And this on the back of those announcements that the devastating budget cuts are going to have a severe impact, if not ameliorated, at least in the immediate to medium, or should I say medium to long term. Let's speak now to the South African Democratic Teachers Union General Secretary, Mugwena Maluleke. Good evening to you, sir, and thank you very much for your time. I'm not sure how much you heard of the discussion with the minister, but let me start with the budget cuts. She is making assurances tonight that no teacher will lose their jobs, but what is going to happen is that those posts that are vacant right now, unfortunately, they cannot be filled. They will remain unfilled. How do you respond?
Well, good evening, Babugamben. Good evening to your viewers at home. Let me appreciate that and say, when it comes to the budget cuts, I think for the first time, I agree that indeed there's going to be a serious problem. The impact is going to be very huge, I must say. But in terms of the fact that she makes an undertaking that the post that may be vacant may not be filled, the issue is that education is different, is that there will be a need for an additional teachers as we reopen the year, because there will be a new registration. Secondly, is that in education, when a teacher is not around for about 15 days or so, we cannot have our children in the classroom without any attention. And therefore, those particular posts have got to be used for substitute, but at the same time, they also have got to be used for temporary teachers. So there should be no post in education that is not filled. Yeah.
Her obsession, as she puts it, is the outcomes of education, Mr. Maluleke, and she is determined that by the time this 5 years is up, she must be able to say children are able to read for meaning and stop this obsession with the matric outcomes. Do you think she is on the right track? How do you, as unions organizing in the sector, support her in that, if you agree?
If anyone really would focus on the grade R at 4 years and 5 years and build a strong, numeracy, a strong literacy, and a strong social-emotional skills at that level, we would agree with that is the right thing to do, because we would feel that you've got to build a foundation, because we know once you've built a strong foundation, there's nothing that can really distract the children from learning and from progressing in life. So if that is the focus that she's going to do, then she would need more money, because we would need more money, more teachers or more practitioners in that area in terms of the new act that has been signed, because the new act is making grade R compulsory, and therefore there's a need for money. Therefore, she needs to really fight for the money. Otherwise, we are going to come back after 5 years and still have a problem of lack of strong foundation.
Yeah. Very quickly, I want to ask you about your Congress, which has started today. But before we get there, there was a very big disappointment on your part that she did not attend the signing ceremony of the Bella Bill into the Bella Act. Tonight, she says she's committed to implementing this act, and that, well, the fact that she wasn't there, she did have a prior discussion with the president, who seemed to understand. Are you willing to let go on that one and say bygones will be bygones?
Well, I don't think that we should take her word and as something that the president might have agreed, because I don't believe that there was an agreement between the president. The president was just being diplomatic as a state's president, because she has got to say to us, why did she take an oath that she would serve the people of South Africa? And at the time when the people of South Africa needed her most, she decided to stand with the party. So for us, we will not leave this matter without being attended to, so that then we can have guarantees from the state president himself if indeed his ministers are going to behave the way she's behaved.
So what are you saying? That how does she account for this, for SADTU?
Well, she has got to prove to us that she is indeed going to serve the people of South Africa, and then we have a doubt. I must be able to say that we don't believe any single minister of the DA would be able to do what the cabinet agrees or what the president might have assigned them to do, because they have got a super president in the name of Helen Zille, who believes that any person in this country has got to account to her, and therefore they will account to her. We don't think that she will stay for long in the education. Zille is going to remove her as soon as she implements that act.
Interesting. Final question to you, sir. There is a SADTU Congress that is on the go. You are the General Secretary. Are we speaking to you for the last time as the General Secretary of SADTU, or are you coming back?
Well, our future is in the hands of the delegates that are there, and as SADTU and as a leader myself, we have always been subjecting ourselves to the discipline of the delegates, and then we will hear what the announcement on Saturday, as they have requested us to accept nominations, which we have accepted the nominations, and therefore we'll leave the process to them.
Mugwena Maluleke, the General Secretary of the South African Democratic Teachers Union, still the biggest teacher union in the country. Thank you very much for your time